Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a castle surrounded by a vast forest. The princess loved to explore the forest, taking long walks among the trees, enjoying the fresh air and the solitude of nature. One day, as she was exploring the woods, she came across a strange-looking house hidden deep in the forest. The house was dilapidated and surrounded by overgrown weeds and thorny bushes. The windows were boarded up and there was no sign of life inside. Intrigued, the princess decided to explore the house and see what was inside. She carefully made her way through the overgrown garden and pushed open the creaking front door of the house. Inside the house was pitch black, but the princess could just make out the faint outline of furniture and other household items covered in a thick layer of dust. Suddenly, she heard a strange noise coming from one of the rooms down the hall. It sounded like someone was whispering her name over and over again in a soft, haunting voice. Frightened but determined to find out what was making the noise, the princess crept down the hallway to the room where the sound was coming from and pushed open the door slowly. Inside the room was a ghostly figure sitting in an armchair by the window. The figure was wearing a tattered old wedding dress covered in cobwebs and had long black hair that cascaded down her shoulders in waves of darkness. The princess gasped as she realized who the ghost was. It was her long-dead mother who had passed away many years ago. But how could this be? Her mother was buried in the graveyard outside the castle. As the princess stood there frozen in shock, her mother looked at her with sadness in her eyes and said, "My dear daughter, I have come back from the dead to warn you of a terrible danger that lurks within these woods." The princess shook off her fear and asked her mother what was causing the danger in the woods that had brought her back from beyond the grave to warn her about it. Her mother replied, "It is a cunning and powerful witch who has taken up residence in the old house you stumbled upon earlier. She is up to no good and must be stopped before she unleashes her evil upon the kingdom." The princess thanked her mother for her warning and quickly left the witch's house to head back to the castle to tell her father what she had learned and what they must do to stop the witch's evil plans from coming to fruition. To be continued. Wait till next Halloween for the ending. Do you guys want to hear a scary story? It's Halloween after all. Am I not scary enough? Wink.